was a soldier who enlisted in the war in hopes to fight for their nation, but it turned out not to be as expected. Life here is horrid. We sit here and await to move forward throughout the lines as we start here in the back. We sit around with the thought of confusion to the reason why we are even fighting. We ache to return home, but know that it may take years with no idea of how long this war will continue. The image of returning home soon seems like a dream. Sitting around waiting for time to pass is a drag. Shell shock is coming into effect on certain individuals all around me, from sitting around and waiting to move up the lines. Enlisting into war is nothing like we first imagined. Our bodies ache from head to toe. Our feet are covered with endless amounts of blisters. The pain in our feet has been created from the coldness, the large amounts of moisture, and the dirty conditions surrounding our every move. It is difficult to treat this disease properly other than getting the bottom half of my leg amputated, but I fear that it will destroy my chances of returning to a normal life. Another issue is lice, as it has now become a never-ending problem. I now consider shaving my head, but that won't be the only solution to the lice, even after continually washing our clothes and attempting to remove the remains of the lice in our bodies. Lice continues to hatch and swarm our living area. Rats by the million creep around looking for human remains while contaminating and infecting our small supply of food. But the rats aren't the only problem with the food. Our food is poor quality and wasn't always distributed like our back home 3 meals per day diet. The trenches stunk, which is caused by overflowing latrines, which were used as the bathroom. But assisted to that was the men here. It is difficult to get a shower and could take up to months to get one. The smell consisted of mainly dried sweat, cigarette smoke, which filled throughout the trenches. Carcasses lied around, which began to rot. But the smell you could start to bear, but hard to handle for new soldiers in the line. We have now been transferred to the front line. Being with my friends doesn't sound as good as it did from the start. Seeing them go wounded and the fact that I may never see them again is what fears me. Seeing life come to an end for others makes me feel anxious that I may be up next. Going into war for the first time changed my perspective to what reality here is really like. Being sleep deprived for many nights and the ache in my stomach from lack of food from today and more days to come. My exhausted body, my aching bones, the trenches and war is never what I expected it to be.